Karen drove through my fence and parked on my lawn. I had a wrecker hook her car in seconds. Have you ever watched someone bulldoze through your life's hard work and act like they own the place? That's exactly what happened to me on a crisp Saturday morning in October. I was sipping coffee on my porch, admiring the white picket fence I'd spent weeks painting, when a red SUV roared down the street, swerved wildly, and crashed straight through my fence. Splinters flew like confetti. The driver, a woman with a platinum bob and oversized sunglasses, didn't even flinch. She parked her car on my freshly mowed lawn, crushing my tulip bulbs, and stepped out like she'd just arrived at a red carpet event. My jaw hit the floor. This was Karen, and she was about to learn she'd picked the wrong yard to ruin. I stormed outside, heart pounding, ready to give her a piece of my mind. My fence was in shambles, my lawn scarred with tire tracks, and this woman had the audacity to check her lipstick in her side mirror. "Excuse me," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "You just destroyed my fence and parked on my lawn. You need to move your car. Now." Karen turned, lowered her sunglasses, and smirked. "Oh, honey," she said, "this is public property. I can park wherever I want. And that fence? It was an eyesore anyway." I blinked, stunned by her gall. Public property. My deed begged to differ. I'd spent years turning this yard into my sanctuary, and she thought she could rewrite reality with a wave of her manicured hand. I took a deep breath and pointed to the property line markers, clearly visible in the grass. "This is my land," I said. "You're trespassing, and you've caused property damage. Move your car, or I'm calling the police." Karen laughed a sharp, grating sound. "Go ahead, call them. My husband's a lawyer. You'll be the one in trouble for harassing me." She sauntered toward my neighbor's house, where a garage sale was in full swing, leaving her SUV squatting on my lawn like a smug intruder. I stood there, fists clenched, as she disappeared into the crowd. But I wasn't about to let her walk away from this. I pulled out my phone and snapped photos of the wreckage. The splintered fence, the crushed tulips, the SUV's license plate. Then I called the local tow company, owned by my buddy Mike, who'd handled situations like this before. "Mike," I said, "I need you here ASAP. Some entitled woman just drove through my fence and parked on my lawn. She's refusing to move." Mike chuckled. "Sounds like a Karen. I'll be there in 10. While I waited, I posted a quick video of the scene on X, captioning it, "Meet my new landscaper, Karen. Accepting bets on how this ends." The replies poured in, ranging from outrage to memes about Karen's lawn redecoration service. As I surveyed the damage, an unexpected ally emerged. Mrs. Delgado, my elderly neighbor from across the street. She shuffled over, her cane tapping the pavement, and shook her head. "I saw the whole thing," she said. "That woman was on her phone, swerving all over the road. She's been causing trouble at the garage sale too, yelling at people over prices." Mrs. Delgado's eyes gleamed with mischief. "You want me to keep an eye on her? I've got my binoculars." I grinned, grateful for her spunk. "You're hired," I said. She nodded and hobbled back to her porch, ready to play lookout. Mike's tow truck rumbled up just as Karen reappeared, clutching a gaudy lamp from the garage sale. Her face twisted when she saw the truck backing toward her SUV. "What do you think you're doing?" she shrieked, charging toward us. Mike, a burly guy with a no-nonsense attitude, hopped out and started hooking up her car. "Ma'am," he said calmly, "this vehicle is on private property. I'm towing it per the homeowner's request." Karen's sunglasses slid down her nose. "You can't do this. I'll sue you both." "My husband," I cut her off. "Your husband can talk to my lawyer. You're trespassing and you destroyed my property. You had your chance to move." Karen's tantrum was a sight to behold. She stomped her feet, waved her arms, and called us every name in the book. A small crowd from the garage sale gathered, phones out, recording her meltdown. "This is assault," she screamed as Mike secured the chains. "You're stealing my car." I crossed my arms, unfazed. "Trespass is an intentional tort, Karen," I said, quoting a legal tidbit I'd read online. You knowingly parked on my land. And this, I gestured to the wrecked fence. That's property damage. Smile for the cameras. Her face went purple, but she didn't budge. Then came the twist I didn't see coming. A police cruiser pulled up, lights flashing. Karen's eyes lit up, and she ran toward the officer, a young woman who stepped out with a clipboard. "Officer, thank God," Karen wailed. "These people are stealing my car. I'm the victim here." I braced myself, wondering if her lawyer husband's story held any weight. But Mrs. Delgado, bless her, was already on the case. She waved the officer over and handed her a USB drive. "Got it all on my security cam," she said proudly. She was texting, swerved off the road, and smashed his fence. Then she parked like she owned the place. The officer raised an eyebrow and took the drive. The officer reviewed the footage on her laptop, her expression hardening. She turned to Karen. "Ma'am, you're lucky you didn't hit anyone. I'm citing you for reckless driving and property damage. You'll need to move your vehicle immediately, or it'll be towed." Karen's bravado crumbled. But my husband," she stammered. The officer didn't blink. "You can call him from the tow lot if you don't move now." Mike, sensing the endgame, revved his truck. Karen's shoulders slumped, and she trudged to her SUV, muttering curses. The crowd cheered as Mike unhooked the chains, giving her one last chance to leave voluntarily. Karen peeled out, leaving fresh ruts in my lawn, and the officer followed her to ensure she didn't cause more chaos. I thanked Mrs. Delgado, who winked and said, "I've dealt with Karens before. You just gotta outsmart 'em." Mike clapped me on the shoulder. "That was satisfying," he said. "Drinks on me later?" I laughed, already planning to rebuild my fence stronger than ever. My ex-post had blown up, with thousands of likes and comments cheering my victory. One user wrote, "Karen thought she could park her ego anywhere. Big mistake." As the dust settled, I stood in my ruined yard, feeling a strange mix of exhaustion and triumph. My fence was gone, my lawn a mess, but I'd stood my ground. Karen's recklessness had cost her a citation, a tow threat, and a public humiliation recorded for posterity. I started picking up the broken pickets, already imagining a new garden to replace the wreckage. Maybe I'd plant some thorny roses along the property line, just in case Karen ever got ideas again. This wasn't just about a fence or a lawn, it was about respect. Karen thought she could bulldoze her way through life, but she crashed into someone who wouldn't back down. I learned that day that standing up for what's yours, with a little help from unexpected allies, can turn even the worst moments into a story worth telling. So, what do you think? Did Karen get what she deserved, or should I have handled it differently? Share your thoughts, because I'm curious where you stand on this one.